My guest and I go way back, almost 5 months, 5 entire months. We met on a balmy end of summer night at the Shacklewell Arms in London when Crocodiles were playing one of the sweatiest and most perfect gigs I've been to. It was just superb. And at the end of the night, I said, "I'll see you in Spain in September." To kind of like this sort of things. Oh yeah, right, yeah. Only kidding. They were absolutely delightful. But bold promises get made, and when the euphoria of adrenaline is rushing, things don't happen. But sure enough, I made it to Murcia to start with, and took in some shows with them around Spain, which was really one of the most unforgettable road trips I've been on. And I do think those times of sort of shared experiences with wonderful people that you meet along the way, people that you travel with and spend time with, when you make those really sort of great friendships, and it kind of helps when the music is as good as Crocodile's music. I've been thinking like a lot about what role music has these days in society, and I think it's always had this power to connect and bring people together. It's like it's kind of like the shared language, and I just think this is so much more important these days. Sometimes we perhaps take it for granted, but it's so much more important, especially when it seems like there's so much more out there that's dividing us. So here we are. Not only does my guest play bass with Crocodiles, he also composes, plays guitar, and sings with his other band, the wonderfully named Hermetic Delight, who recently released their third album, the equally wonderful and wonderfully named Vagabond Melodies. And he runs his own label. And just as we were talking earlier, he's organising a festival, and I'm sure there's plenty more stuff that he's dabbling in. So, without further ado, it's an honor to welcome and introduce Atef Aouadhi to the show. Atef, it's so good to see you again, man.
Hey, it's so good to see you. Thank you, man.
It's been like we were just sort of saying before we started recording that it's like sort of 5 or 6 months ago since you came over to the UK and then sort of went into Spain, and time's such a weird thing. You can kind of remember it, but it's like kind of 6 months ago. It feels like a long time ago, but it also feels
Definitely.
kind of quite sort of fresh.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, I think my body recalls it very well, but also in my mind, it feels like a past life or something.
Yeah.
It's always like that because maybe because I have like several intenses layers in life,
Mm,
and I have to switch and some mechanism do it, but it feels so far away.
yeah. And I guess it was. I mean, for you guys, I mean, it's dealing with it's pretty warm as well. September in Spain is
True.
still pretty warm. You've got there's the I guess the sort of the beauty of those sort of small clubs. To
It was
kind of
like
do with.
it was hot, sweaty, and I mean beautiful people there. And I mean
Yeah,
I love touring in Spain. Every year we going there. I'm so excited. So
yeah,
yeah, I'm hoping this year we go back there. Really,
yeah.
it's kind of a compulsory thing to do now.
Yeah, and it's funny as well, isn't it? Because I think Spain often gets, I guess Portugal as well, often get missed off. A lot of bands touring, schedules because it's, I guess you kind of have to go into the country and then come back out again. If you're going to tour Europe, I guess bands think it's logistically a bit more difficult.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Perhaps this is because of that, but I mean, hopefully, Crocodiles is one of these bands that often plays in those countries. Uh,
Yeah.
I admit Portugal, it's been a while ago, but
Hmm.
we usually do it. It's on our way usually, and I mean, this side of the world really is really appealing to me. I
Yeah.
uh, I don't know. I just like the way there is a collective mind a mindset. It's
Yeah.
not like it's a bit less individual, and I think I also like this balance.
Yeah. Yeah. So I guess the last thing, well, I said the last thing that you were involved with, the last thing that you sort of put out was the Hermetic Delight. record, Vagabond Melodies. How did that go down? How were you feeling in the in the sort of the run up to that? Because that's the third album, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a good. Sometimes I wonder myself if it's the second or the third because the first one, which was called Vow in 2016 or 17, I don't
16.
remember what. 16,
Yeah,
yes.
16. Yeah.
Uh, it was made like an album, but some press considered it as an EP because of the length,
Oh, because it's
which,
7 tracks.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
seven
yeah.
tracks. But I mean, whatever. It's our third opus,
Yeah.
and Vagabond Melodies, and it's made with all our experience and much less how to say that pretension.
Mm,
Because when you want to do something, you feel like you you have an ambition, you have some creativity with the standard of your creativity, the result of it, and and you want to reach something. And
mm,
it was very different with this one. And we just it was like a Polaroid, like you just want to take a picture and clack and
yeah.
let's see how it goes. Let's see
Mm,
what it shows. And this is the mindset of this album. And surprisingly, because the process was much more humble, the feedback of it and the results in the end of the process are quite I mean above our expectations.
mm.
They're good. We have a good reception for now, yeah. We're happy.
Do you set out with expectations? Do you try to set some expectations of what? I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard thing to sort of define what success is, isn't it? Or whether things
Oh
meet
yeah.
your expectations or they don't. It's expectations
Yeah,
are a
I
weird
mean,
thing, aren't they?
yeah. Oh yeah, especially in France, I guess,
Mm,
because considering our aesthetics is not very, let's say they're not very French, our aesthetics. It's you won't be in your car turning off or on your radio and listening to our music. It won't happen,
mm,
which is fine. I mean, it's okay. So we don't have expectation in kinds of feedbacks or
mm,
audience or press release, etc.
mm,
In my concern, I have expectations of um, like a result. Like, is it a good object? Is it a good
mm.
uh, thing that will follow us and get old, grew old in a good way with us?
Yeah.
It will it be still relevant? Will it be and it's really in terms of introspection, actually,
Mm,
this matter, and maybe also a bit of touring. Like we hope we have some expectations to tour more or less or this there or there
yeah.
with this album, but not. It's quite all about it in ambitions.
Mm. How do you? It's interesting that moment in time. You kind of take the sort of Polaroid, and that is who you are. That is who you are when you're writing it.
Yeah.
Whatever's kind of going on in your life, what's influencing you or affecting you. That is you. How how do you with I mean with that? How do you feel about your going back to your first releases, even before before Vow, the EP sort of before that.
Oh yeah.
How do you
It,
see those now?
um, the more recent, I don't think it's because it's recent that I say that, but the less ancient the records are, the more uh, accurate I think they are with what we are, what we
Mm,
wanted to do, because there always this thing of if this is not there is the spontaneity and one moment in the process, but less, but then it's something else. You have to
yeah.
think about it, pre-think about it, and the spontaneity is kind of gone in this time at this point. And
Yeah.
then you have to like shape it. And what happens is that afterwards, when it's done, you look at it and you're like, is it good now? Okay.
Mm,
At year zero, it's okay. And year
yeah.
two, ah, I should have done that instead of this, etc. And and for now, like the first EP we made is a complete mess regarding what I wanted to do personally.
Right,
Uh,
right.
but I mean, mistakes are, I mean,
Yeah.
it's okay.
It's
It's
okay.
kind of
Yeah.
it's part of the thing.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like FA Cult, for instance, I think it's quite what we want, what we were, like a good photography again, this
Yeah.
image of picturing, but uh, like a good photography at this moment. Oh yeah, we took a good photograph of us at this moment,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I think Vo as well. Uh, yeah, I mean, I think we overthink a lot, and in
We
the end,
do.
we managed to take a good photograph of what we were at this moment. So
It
for the
make it
good or
make
the worst.
oh the worst. Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? I mean, I remember a podcast I did a while ago with uh he's now an artist in his own right, but he did a lot of songwriting for. I mean, the one that sort of sticks in my mind is Lana Del Rey. Did some songwriting for Lana Del Rey. Gianluca
Oh shit.
Bucciolati lives in LA. And I remember him telling me that he had basically like on his computer files and files that he'd labeled, and this is going back to like 2008, 2009 files that he just sort of labeled dog shit one, dog shit two, like that. And he said at the time, he said I hated them. He said they were so. I just thought they were so bad. And he looked at them, like a few years ago, and he's like, actually, do you know what? They're maybe I was a little bit harsh on myself. They're not too bad. So it makes you think like you write something at a time and a place that represents you, but then you look 5 years later and it's like, oh, is
Yeah.
that? And then you come back to it another 5 years and it might be, you might have a
Yeah, right.
different view on it. That's the beauty of music, I guess, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, I can relate about this story because I have also my how do I call that? Like cave compositions or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Compositions of the cave, something like that.
Mm.
And some of them like I still have my very first riff that I
Oh,
recorded
really?
like 30 years ago,
Oh,
something
wow.
between 25 and 30 years ago. I mean,
Amazing.
I was like a virgin of music somehow. And, and, and you know what? I think it was a good one.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
genuinely think, I don't know, maybe I'm biased because I think of my past self and I'm like, oh shit, man. But still, I still
yeah,
feel there's something quite good about it. And obviously, if I wanted to do something with it, because I never did, uh, I would do something about some makeup, some remix of it. But
yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, some ideas are age well, actually.
I think they do.
Some bad ideas age well, actually.
Bad idea. Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I mean, I think there are some bands as well that, um, it's funny. Like I remember, Youth from Killing Joke. After he left Killing Joke, he formed a band called Brilliant in kind of like 1983, round about that time. And the band didn't do anything. It just kind of,
Mm.
they brought out a record and it just kind of bombed. But and he said that, he said at the time, blah blah blah. But then he looks back at it now and it's like, do you know? I think it might have been ahead of its time. It just wasn't the right time and a place for that. Kind of for that music. This is where I kind of like the concept of time sort of blows my mind, really.
It's true, right? Damn.
Just
I
the way
didn't
that
know
you
this
sort of think of
story.
things. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's funny, like you listen. I do that sometimes, like with music that at the time. when I was younger, I'm like, I just didn't appreciate it at all. I'm like, I just don't get this. I look at it now, and it's like it's completely different because I guess my mind is a lot more open to
Yeah,
just a
yeah,
kind of different sort of styles of music.
yeah. I understand well this. I remember being a child, there was this French singer. Like, I didn't know, I mean, I kind of disliked him.
Hmm.
His name was Alain Bachung. Like it was in the same scene than Serge Gainsbourg or this kind of guys.
Yeah.
He died as well. And he made those songs with very crazy choices of words.
Hmm.
And I was like, there's something about this guy I don't like. And also, I'm not sure about which size he's on. Because as a child, I always felt like there were adults and children,
Yeah.
and they were against each other
Yeah. Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and I was like, this dude, this adult, I'm not sure is on the adult side. So I was like, let's keep in listening to him,
Yeah.
and today I just love
Hmm.
it. And
Hmm.
and if I go further, I feel like every love at first sight I've had in music, or maybe even other things, they kind of age poorly in my heart.
Hmm.
Like it's like a good thing, and then it fades away.
Yeah.
But if something just like made me think twice about it, and I'm not sure what to feel about it, uh,
Yeah.
how I feel about it, I'm like, it's probably a good sign. It's probably one of the
Yeah.
best sign of
Yeah.
a long-term love, like a
Yeah. Yeah.
everlasting relation with the music.
Yeah. I mean, I'd agree with that. But there is some stuff was that I bought before. I think like when you're a kid, like your musical identity. I mean, it's evolving, isn't it? Very very kind of quickly. And I look back at some of the
Yeah,
the before I really found like the music that sort of changed my life. I was just like into just rubbish, just like stuff that was on the TV and was
yeah.
awful. Look back, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Well, but um, yeah, so that stuff, I don't think I would ever get back into that stuff. But then there are some things that I did listen to, and then I stopped listening to it, like when I was a teenager, because you have to be kind of right on when you're a teenager and stuff. And
Exactly.
but then I look back at it now and I'm like, actually, some of that is not too bad, but I would never admit it when I was a teenager.
I mean, for instance, I used to have like a shame list. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I have playlist and I have one called shame list.
shame.
And and it's funny because I talked about that with Anna Calvi because she's a friend, and we were
Mm,
like sharing our music taste, and we were like, this is boring talking about what obvious artists you love. Come on, let's
yeah,
talk about our shame lists. And
yeah,
and you know what? It was so much interesting,
yeah,
so much more interesting because you know more about the other one, and you're like, and you think more about music in a critical way,
yeah,
and like
yeah,
you actually share taste at this moment when you
yeah,
when you talk about a shame list. And the older I'm getting, and the older the less my shame list is full. Like it's
yeah,
emptier and
yeah,
emptier
yeah,
because I guess I'm accepting it more.
yeah. There's
So
no
I
shame to
don't
it
have any
now.
shame. Yeah, I just have no shame anymore.
Yeah, well, it's that phrase "guilty pleasure," isn't it? And it's like
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
it's like really. I mean, you shouldn't feel guilt over it. If you like it, you like it. I mean, that's kind of what
right.
it's about. But we still like to. Oh my God, I can't believe I listened to that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I guess it has to be some youth things because many
Yeah, yeah,
pleasures are kind of guilty. or
Guilty. Yeah, yeah,
forbidden, or like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, the first cigarette, or I don't know what,
Yes.
whatever. And in the end, they're just like, come on, I just like that. It's fine.
So tell us, like, when going back to like when you were a kid, sort of growing up. I mean, what do you as I think as I've got older, I start to think about things that have made me who I am. Sort of like things that I remember from my childhood. I mean, not just music, just sort of in life. I mean, what things sort of stick out for you as being significant?
Mm, yeah. My like So I started very late. I mean, I feel like I started late to fall into music, the music
Mm,
world, but like at 19. But
mm.
when I was a child, like the one of the earliest memory I ever had is like my one of my favorite toys was an actual radio cassette player.
Ah, right.
And there was this microphone integrated,
Yes,
like
yes.
not like a micro you hold, but like just
It
in
was
the
built into the
radio.
machine. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember.
and I remember like I still have the tapes actually.
Mm.
My mother has it, the tapes of myself recording, me recording myself singing on the songs passing on the radio,
Oh, amazing.
and I would just You know what? I was singing very well, I think.
Yeah.
Like I was on tune. In tune. I was like, I mean, I guess I had the ear already.
Brilliant.
And yeah, like my first word was obviously mommy, daddy, but also some lyrics actually
Mm.
of famous FM songs passing at the time,
Yeah.
broadcasting at the time. So I guess it was fate very early.
Yeah, yeah. What
I got to do what I do now.
were your parents musical?
Yes and no, because my parents, like, I'm the first French born
Mm.
in the French territory.
Yeah.
My parents migrated from Tunisia,
Mm.
and my father was very into building like his family comfort.
Yeah.
So he's kind of sacrificed his life being a worker
Mm.
to feed us.
Yeah.
And my mom was at home taking care of us.
Mm.
And they were not music, like, let's say, officially, because there were no discipline, there were no such thing.
Yeah.
But like my mom has a darbuka, like uh, like like she put plants, flowers on in it, like upside
Yeah.
down, and plants on
Yeah.
the darbuka.
Yeah.
And because I was a child, I was kind of wanted to play with it
Yeah.
because it's a it's fun, it makes noise and
Yeah. Yeah.
stuff. And sometimes she gave it to me, and rarely, because of course it was annoying. But sometimes also, I remember a birthday of mine, like maybe I was 5 or something, 6 maybe. She took it and she played it like casually, like, oh shit, you nail it. And I was like, she was like, no, no, I'm just nothing. And this is how fluent in music my mom was.
Right. Yeah.
And but without doing it. And my
Mm.
father also, it's a different story because we were on holiday in Tunisia visiting the family again as a child.
Yeah.
And I surprised my father because he thought he was alone, singing, like whistling, or not so whistling, singing a
Mm.
cappella on a song like Kulthum or something
Mm.
very old classical pop music in like Egypt and Tunisia and many
Yeah.
countries.
Mm.
And damn, I was moved. I tried to be so
Really.
discreet because I was hoping he didn't notice me because I was assisting and I was attending moments because my
Yeah.
father was very like, you know, uh, like a father can
Like
be
parents were.
sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Parents were at the time,
Yeah.
and he was himself.
Wow.
And I was seeing him being himself for the first time, I think, and
Right.
maybe the last time, maybe one of the last time, yeah. And damn, he was singing so good, so
Wow.
good. So it was like, okay, I guess you guys have a natural bonding with music,
Yeah.
even if you don't allow yourself to do it,
Yeah.
but it's there.
It's
Obviously, it's there.
it's strange, isn't it, seeing your parents or anybody that you're sort of close to when they, kind of behave in a different way, a way that you don't often see. That must have been
Oh
really,
yeah.
really kind of mind-blowing for you.
Oh man, I was, yeah. I mean, it's a haunting thought.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
always there.
yeah.
It's really, it was good. It was beautiful. I mean, it's a good thought to be haunting with,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
yeah, it was mind blowing for sure.
It's funny, yeah. I mean, my dad was musical. He was he played a bit of piano, but he was a singer. He like sort of sung in church choirs and other choirs. He sung in the bass section, and he was a great singer. He was
Mm.
such a good singer, and he was very kind of passionate. He just loved music. My mum less so. She enjoyed music, but she wasn't particularly musical. But she enjoyed listening to it. They used to go to like dances we're talking in the
Nice.
probably probably after the Second World War finished. They were born in like around 1930, so they would have been, yeah, probably towards the end of the 40s. And they would go to like a town. I was born in the north of England in Preston, in Lancashire, and they used to go to a town where Blackpool on the coast, and there was this big ballroom, called the Winter Gardens, big beautiful ballroom, and they'd have like the big bands like the Joe Loss band would sort of come, and they'd be playing this sort of 1940s 50s music, and they were kind of big dances, and that's they were kind of like the equivalent of us going to
Yeah.
gigs and sort of
Yeah,
things
I
like that.
guess.
They would get like the bus over from our town. Everybody would be going. It'd be just like this kind of great community and things like that. But yeah, it was my dad that got me into. I mean, I was classically trained in the cello when I was a kid. Um,
Oh, man.
from sort of eight years old, I did all my practical exams through to fifth. I finished them when I was 15, I think, and then played for another couple of years. And before I gave it up, and I've just long story, but I've kind of bought myself a new one. Well, it's like a sort of cheap one just to see if I'm into it. But I've started getting guitar pedals and things like that and doing things a little bit different.
There you go.
But it's weird how your mind works because like my framework was very structured, like classical framework of doing the theory, the practical. It's very structured. It did, and I don't think I enjoy it because I didn't get a chance to really feel the instrument.
I
You know what I
understand
mean?
very well this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is, you're not the only one. I'm hearing this,
Mm,
like this story, this story. I mean, like my wife has it, the same story somehow. Like
mm,
the thing that you grew up with music,
yeah.
and music is here very early, like always here, like obviously here, and but before the pleasure and the joy of it comes the education of it,
The education. Yeah,
apparently,
yeah, yeah,
and feels like it kills the vibe.
yeah.
Uh,
I think it's a weird thing because I know some people who've not had any not had the training that I've had and wish that they had so that they know more of the technical stuff. Yet for me, it's like, yeah, I kind of know that's important, but I wish that I'd had more of the ability to kind of experiment and to improvise a little bit, I guess.
yeah, Yeah, yeah,
So
I get, or
yeah,
just exploring without
yeah,
any purpose or any
yeah.
like I mean, I never practiced. I never like studied music.
Mm,
I never like I'm a self-taught musician, and I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
even know how to read the like a partition or
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I don't. And n now that I have my experience, I kind of want to study now.
Mm,
But before that, I always feared that it will actually kill my vibe or change
yeah, yeah.
my way of perception or and I feel like maybe I don't know, I don't want to revolutionize the thing, but I feel like maybe
Mm,
we should do the opposite of what we are actually doing in schools, in music schools and stuff.
yeah,
Like practice first, and then if you want to go further, let's dig it more
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
go into the theory.
yeah.
To the machine room because it's not the first thing you need to see. Like imagine you like cars because as you always liked like red nice cars and instead of showing you or making you drive and enjoying a car, you just open the motor and the engine and you just go into it and you have to
Yeah, yeah. Well,
it's
yeah,
lovely but so afterwards.
I think that's a really good point. And I think with hindsight, I can, and I know some perhaps teaching methods of change, but the basic kind of thing is the same. I mean, I was talking to a musician, and she went to like a jazz college and found it so rigid, which is bizarre given that it was jazz. But she found the whole kind of like way of teaching so rigid that she was like, I can't do this. This is not what it's about. So she found somewhere else. I'm not. I think it was an accredited place, but that was completely different. But there is this, and I think that whole kind of framework is it's designed for perfection. Like
Yeah.
this is how it needs to be. This is how it has to be played. So
Yeah.
there's very little room for like your
Yeah.
your your
You're,
own.
yeah. You're like, it's like competition, like Olympics or something. It's not made for
Yes,
everyone. It's made for the elites.
yeah, yeah,
Like you have to be the best. And if you're not, sorry, it's not for you.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, that's true. That's true.
So so how did you then get into music? I mean, and also, but like, what kind of what sort of kids were you, hanging out with that maybe sort of inspired you or whatever?
I think I was lucky to be a bit bored in life and also making some school mistakes, let's say,
Mm,
because I mean, I was a good, I think I was smart enough and I was good with good results.
yeah,
But I was bored and like I didn't know what to do after school. Like there were only school for me. Like
right.
okay, what's next?
What's next? Yeah,
What else?
there's
And
got to be more to life
so
than this. There's got
yeah,
to be something. But
is there
what is it?
yeah, right? Is there life after school? Is there like and then I was like in France when you reach the age of 12, I think,
Mm,
you have to choose more, like you have to choose yourself, your
okay. Yeah.
path.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you are advised, like there's someone who talks with you
Yeah.
and introduce you to several branches.
Yeah.
And it was the time, at this time, like, the internet was kind of coming into every houses.
Mm,
And so what I did in life, I mean, that person asked me, what do you like to do when you go back when you go back home after school? And I was like, I don't know, I like to go on my computer, on the internet and stuff. Like
mm,
every child discovering the internet, I
mm,
guess. I mean, and she was like, oh, then maybe you should do some IT science. I had no idea what it was, and because I had nothing else to consider, I
Mm.
was like, okay, let's do that. So I came to Strasbourg because I grew up and I was born in another city called Mulhouse. Like it's called the Little Manchester,
Yeah.
and very pro. I mean, oh, we
Oh,
talked about Mulhouse. Like,
this is the one that we
yeah,
were talking about with Saskia, isn't it?
yes, yes, that
That's
city.
it. That's the one.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's wonderful. I mean, love and hate city, let's say.
Yeah.
And so I came to Strasbourg at the age of 18, and so I was lucky to be like in, like student residences,
Mm.
like with many foreigners, with, I mean, so many beautiful, young, nice people, like blah blah blah,
Mm.
and
Mm.
obviously many neighbors, room neighbors and roommates had used to have like a guitar
Mm.
or stuff, and I was like, can I try it? Can I touch it?
Yeah.
I'm curious. I never, And the guy was like, sure. And he passed me the guitar, and you know what? I'm not fantasizing this story, but I, it changed me. Like I was, it was not like a discovery. It
Mm.
was more like finding your best friend again.
Right.
Like, where were you? Like it was, this is how
Yeah.
I felt. Like, where were you all this time?
Wow.
And I was playing it like, I mean, I was not playing well, obviously not. I was not like it was not a miracle, but it was just a moment for me. Like,
Wow.
okay, I now have a purpose in life. Now I know what to do besides school.
That's incredible.
And
Yeah.
I actually stopped going at school to
Did you?
school. Yeah, I mean, I, I only went like several times just to keep the
Yeah.
thing going, the protocols, like so I
Yeah. Yeah.
did not get fired,
Yeah. Yeah.
and but I quit studying basically,
Mm.
and I was playing with. He gave the guitar to me. You know what? He
Mhm.
gave it to me. He was like, okay, you know what? I think it's for you. So I still have it. It's in
Yeah.
pieces, but I still have it.
Amazing.
And the thing is that yeah, I used to like I slept with it. I mean, I was just in 3 years of practicing. I think I did like days and nights, so I had maybe like a 10-year equivalent of practicing. And
Wow.
I started my very first band, which was actually Hermetic Delight.
Right. Right. Of course, yeah, sort of coming
So
into it when you were getting into it when you were sort of 19, 20. Yeah. Got
yeah.
you.
I started late, but I don't know. It's not that I wanted to catch up because I had no like run in my life, in my head,
Yeah.
but it was just what I did actually. I caught up.
Wow. That's such a kind of like just an instinctive kind
Yeah.
of like reaction. You know that this is right. You don't need to kind of analyze anything. You don't need to think about it. It's just there that kind of hits you.
You know what? I think I never been so sure in my life.
Yeah.
And even now I had no such certitude. It
Wow.
was like obvious. Like this was a life of death thing. It was this or nothing.
Wow.
So yeah, I decided then to study. Like 3 years later, I was in this band. Like we were not composing, like we were not writing music yet. We were just practicing together, having
Mm.
fun. The band that later became Hermetic Delight. And I was like, okay, I think I should maybe study some music industry. And yeah, this is why I founded the label October Tone. I'm still in.
So
And
like to understand how the music business works.
yeah,
Got you. Yeah.
yeah, because
Okay.
I kind of wanted to reassure my parents because it was a difficult thing to assume for them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was a struggle. Like, I want to make music. okay, but what else do we want to do in life? It's always like, yeah, good. You want to do some karate. Okay, but what about the rest? What about
Yeah, yeah,
the job?
yeah.
So yeah, it was so I tried to be some diplomatic to do some diplomatic things, to
Was
go
that
my
was that
way.
was that hard to do that? Because talking about, when you were talking about your father, and he kind of made sacrifices with his work, to make sure that
Yeah.
the family was sort of safe and secure. My dad did a similar thing, because
Hmm.
his parents. So my grandparents, I didn't really know my granddad. I knew my grandma, um, but they fought a lot. They didn't have a good relationship. And so for my dad, that was a very insecure environment that he had, not just from a relationship point of view, but also financial, because my granddad couldn't get any work. So there was not a lot of money around. And what my dad did basically was to educate, took it on himself to go and get a place at college, to get educated, to qualify as like a mechanical engineer. So he's like a design engineer, and that was his thing. So he always tried to say to me, tried to kind of impress, the importance of that kind of,
Mm.
I suppose, yeah, like get a proper job, financial security, and all that, because he'd been used to insecurity when he was younger. So
Yeah.
so I get, how did you kind of navigate that with your
Uh,
parents? Tricky.
yeah, it's such different words. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. I have no, how to say that, no bad feelings
Mm,
about everything that happened with my parents,
mm.
because I understand that for them, especially my father, it was like s- so different from
So
his
different. Yeah,
mindset,
yeah,
so different. Like what,
yeah.
how can it, I don't know, like when I told them I wanted to do music, uh, he was like, um, I mean, this is, that this is not serious, right? And I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I feel really serious about it, but I mean,
Mm,
obviously I will, because I feel serious about it, I will do my best to make it
yeah,
a living.
yeah.
So don't you worry. And obviously they were worried, but
They
as
do worry.
parents can be, I mean, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah,
always.
yeah.
And even in his, I mean, I did my thing. It took a while. I mean, like it's been 10 years after I started to play music in
Mm,
bands that I started to make it a living.
yeah.
So it was for them, it was a long way
It takes
to
time. Yeah, yeah,
and also it's never for granted. You never know. Like
yeah.
so even on his deathbed, my father, like because he had friends, family visiting him, obviously, and it was like, please don't say we told them that you are a music teacher. Just don't tell them that you are a musician.
Mm.
Uh, like he was still worried.
Still worried
He
about
was
it.
about
Yeah.
it, and I was like, damn. And
Wow.
since he passed away, I think it also kind of tamed my mom's feeling about it. And now my mom is proud of me.
Brilliant.
I think my father did not have the time to be proud of me. I think he really wanted it, but he just couldn't.
Yeah.
And but my mom now, she has
She's
more
proud of
time,
it.
so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
now she's proud. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was obviously hard. And the thing is that it's interesting because I have three little brothers, and since I've, let's say, made my choices,
Mm.
I feel like my brothers are more and more into arts.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I mean, it's just natural. I really
You've
think everyone has something about artistry
Yeah.
and wants to express it at some point. So
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, this is it's an interesting thing because I mean, my dad was, he was musical, so he understood, the kind of the beauty of music, but he never thought that it was probably similar to yours. He never thought that it was something that you could, really make a career out
Yeah.
of. It's like okay, well, it's something to do as a not as a maybe not as a hobby, but something that's not your main,
Yeah,
kind of line, of work. And I guess that's that that's
exactly.
that's the age that's the era that they grew up in. The lifestyles were much more, kind of like go to school, work, retire.
Yeah, yeah. They cannot, our fathers cannot be blamed for that, for this way of
Yeah, yeah,
thinking. It was
yeah,
just how it was.
yeah,
And because also like my father sacrificed some stuff. So obviously for him it was like you everything we did it for you and the others. What this is what you do of it. Like
yeah,
you will be wrong at in the end of
yeah.
the day. So I
So have
mean,
have
yeah,
have you found the musical career, if you want to call it career, uh, the uncertainty with that, because it's not it is an uncertain business, whether
yeah,
you know which I think a lot of people now that are in paid employment are kind of feeling much more now because there's much less job security, and
indeed.
there's the whole thing with technology is kind of like making people worry about what their jobs are going to look, whether they're going to have jobs and things like that. How did you yourself sort of deal with that sort of uncertainty?
Yeah. So in France, we have this system. Maybe you heard of it. It's called intermittency. So it's a system that if you manage to have contracts, a certain amount of
Ah, yeah,
contracts, you
yeah,
you have like a mensual amount of like
yeah,
you can have a little bit of stability. And every
yeah,
year, every anniversary, you have to start over and make sure you have the amount again
yeah.
and stuff. And so again, as I told before, I only started to make it a living 10 years after I started
After you
to really
started,
do it.
yeah,
And I think that actually I could, if I wanted, start earn money before, like earlier.
mm,
But I wanted to make sure, I mean, and prove myself, I think, and prove
yeah,
my parents also somehow that
mm,
uh, it's not like side jobs that will bring me money. Because like the intermittency system
mm,
can be afforded by playing music, doing extra in movies, like being a roadie,
mm,
like many, many ways.
yeah,
And but I never before started did anything else that's my own music thing and the label.
yeah,
And so of course it was more risky, but I think yeah, I wanted to prove that it was possible with in doing what I wanted to do
yeah, yeah,
and only that. So I think I kind of prepared myself
yeah. I see.
to some uncertainty.
Yeah,
And also to make sure if I like do I want this life? And I
yeah.
had like a 10-year trial and
Right. Yeah,
and
that makes sense.
and I made it and now I'm like sure. I mean there is no doubt about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a really good approach, actually. That's a kind of it's logical, isn't it? It's logical that you would kind of do that
Yeah,
and almost
yeah,
like kind of protective
yeah, I think so.
thing to do.
I mean I think I'm cautious. I
Yeah.
think I mean, despite being a rocker,
Yeah.
I mean, which is not the most cautious thing to do in life.
I'd never have
Uh,
thought you were
uh,
cautious the way that you swing that bass around, but there you go.
right? It was so, yeah. So I could fall on every beer floor.
Yes.
Yeah. But still, I think I compensate my lifestyle in being some
Mm,
lucid about what I'm doing.
yeah. It's funny, isn't it? So you would say you're naturally a cautious person, generally speaking.
I think. I
Yeah.
think. I mean, I can do very swift decisions,
Yeah.
but I think I'm still cautious in the end of the
Yeah,
day.
I know what you mean with that, and I'm similar. I mean, I've kind of I've got better at being more instinctive in more parts of my life. I'm definitely much better at that than I used to be. I used to kind of try and analyze things and think, okay, well, if I choose that, then what's going to happen down there or there, that sort of thing. Of
Yeah.
analyzing situations or scenarios and
Yeah.
things like that, but I'm much more instinctive now. But actually, I think you kind of learn to. I think sometimes your instinct hits you as to as to when to be cautious, about things and to think, okay, well maybe I should do this, and like you did, kind of put in some protection, sort of
Yeah,
safety in
right.
a way. You know what I mean?
I think it's also it comes naturally when it's needed.
Yeah,
Like if you have a very safe life, I guess you're not being, there's no point
yeah,
in being cautious at all. But if
yeah,
you have a very uncertain life, it's here. It's always here and it's maybe sleeping,
yeah,
but it just awakes and you like it's kind of a survival mode. Like
yeah.
you,
And I
you,
think
you need to pay attention. Yeah.
I think sometimes I mean I've found like as I've got older that in some parts, some things that I do, I'm less I'm less bothered about the risk. I'm more prepared to take risks that maybe I wasn't prepared to take
Hmm.
10, 15 years ago. Maybe that's just an age thing. But there are other things that I become more cautious about. It's yeah, I think everybody's different to that. I mean, some people are just take risks all their life and are kind of comfortable with that. Um, I couldn't. I don't think I could do that. But I've definitely got some parts of my life where I do. I'm happier taking some risks.
Oh yeah. I mean, also like it reminds me a thing about my parents. Uh, when I was a child, I used to the word is a bit strong, but to mock them about the fact that they don't take risks. They don't do
Yeah,
anything special in their lives.
me too.
But
Yeah,
after that, I mean, growing old also allowed me to change this because I realized that they took the big risk already. They took
yeah,
they had the big journey. They left their country.
yeah,
And
yeah. Of
they
course.
live in I mean they had like no way of knowing where they were going. I mean where they were about to live. They just didn't know and they actually did it. And so
Yeah,
maybe it's normal also to try then to settle and to take the less risk you can, obviously. This
yeah,
I will do the same. And I understand much more I mean how my parents the attitude, how they were shaped, and also how they shaped us.
yeah.
Uh, it's a beautiful thing growing old because you understand more your parents also.
I think you're totally right with that. I mean, I think I was the same as you, and thinking, yeah, but when you explain about the big risk that your parents took, I mean, it's kind of like in a way, it's sort of similar to sort of Saskia's parents. That
Yeah,
her mum went over to Jamaica in the late 50s, and then they came back to England. So her dad, left Jamaica to come to England
yeah,
and sort of settle in and find work, find jobs where he felt welcomed, which
Yeah,
in late
it's
60s, early
huge.
70s England wasn't easy at all, you
Come
know.
on, of course.
And there's you, like you say, there's your risk. There's the big risk that you've taken. And it's okay, well, now I just want to, you know,
Chill out. I mean
chill
to
out and just, kind of like enjoy life, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Absolutely. Yeah.
what in so obviously you got the music, you got the label, doing some festival, organizing the festival as well. I mean,
Yeah.
like things like for you, like curiosity, and like interest in getting into different things. I mean, how do you feel about that?
So, in my city, when I started my band, I kind of felt alone because I thought, I don't know, my idea of the music scene
Mm,
was actually not happening in Strasbourg
right.
because I thought that, I don't know, you're part of a band and you're part of a music scene and
Yeah.
it's not only your band, it's a bigger picture.
Yeah.
And this is not how I felt at the time. So I tried to, with other friends who had other bands who felt the same, we made an artist collective, which
Right.
was actually October Tone. And what we did is that we helped each other. Some of us had contacts in clubs, some of us had contacts in squats or bars or stuff, and or others had like good network of some press or blah blah blah. And we just shared our resources.
Yeah.
And the way October Tone evoluted is the way our needs or band needs evoluted as well.
Mm,
So it became a label, it became a festival,
mm,
and also like an administrative thing, like to production thing
yeah.
to raise money. Um, so the how to say that the, the curiosity that you talk about is that
Mm,
it was like like you do your journey and the next thing is blurry. You don't have perspective. There's
yeah.
how do in French we call it plafond de verre, like glass ceiling. Do you have that?
Glass ceiling, glass ceiling. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's this glass ceiling and you need to
Mm,
break it and you're like you don't know how
yeah.
and we just try to with
Yeah.
many ways to break every layer because of course I still encounter others, but
Yeah.
every layer of glass ceilings and yeah, October Tone and the the other things besides music, like the meta music I'm doing is my weapons, I guess.
Mm. So I mean those kind of glass ceilings that you sort of encounter? I mean, what does that take from you to kind of get through those? I'm thinking of kind of how you use something like resilience,
Yeah,
to kind of keep kind of fighting against those.
yeah, absolutely. I think that time is like when you're a band, when you're doing such an uncertain discipline,
Yeah.
you time is actually a challenge, but also is it it like I think it's an ally
Mm.
because w- if you're still there after many years, it means something.
It means something.
Just to
Yeah.
still exist
Yeah. Yeah.
is kind of a reward. Like,
Yeah.
damn, it's still there. And like time resilience. I mean, it's all together. The frustration and the patience, the patience. It cancels the frustration somehow, and
Yeah.
the time is the like the plants you that grew after the resilience. Like it comes
Mm.
together for me,
Mm.
and so I think I'm very patient
Yeah.
because I guess I wouldn't do anything. I mean, it's so easy to quit, so easy to
So
like
easy, isn't it?
give it in, uh,
Yeah.
and and also I would say that another pragmatical thing we try to do with like such activities is like to breathe that scene is also very rewarding as you meet new people and crocodiles. It is an example, a perfect example of that
Yeah.
because we wanted to, like, as orphan bands in Strasbourg, we wanted to meet our big brother, big sisters, like
Mm.
just to say, hey, we are the same team actually. Maybe you probably don't know us and you probably don't know the city, but you're welcome here and we love you here and we would love to see your world as well.
Yeah.
And so we try to make kind of a exchange
Yeah.
and now I think we can say we are an antenna in Strasbourg of the indie world,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
was not the case, I would say.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that proudly, but I think something happened between
Yeah.
after all these years of trying. And I mean, the band Crocodiles, for instance, I mean, this is how it happens.
Perfect example of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's interesting that I mean that like you say, that kind of takes patience. It takes time to find that right combination, and also like on the other side, with the right mindset, people with that kind of mindset that in a
yeah,
way kind of synchronizes with yours, as to and when there are bands at different levels of popularity of who the sort of crowds that they play to.
yeah,
I guess finding that, you'll know better than me, but finding those right people is, I mean, it's not easy. And also in music, when there are so many kind of gatekeepers.
sure, right. No, I mean,
I'm
yeah,
talking to the
it's
converted. You kind of know the story.
no, no, no. I mean, no, I mean, no, no, no. I mean, it's nice to share this feeling. It's really here. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean that's why every little. I mean, not to be excluding, but I really think this is not made for everybody.
Mm,
Like, I think you need to love it so much that you can sacrifice every. I mean, I think it if I wasn't like that passionate into music, I would rationally think that this is bullshit what I'm doing. I don't earn money a
mm,
lot. This is so
yeah.
uncertain. I spend so much time that I don't have time for myself. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so many cons. So
Yes.
so you need to love what you do. So
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
so I would say it's not for everyone.
And,
It's
and
not
I
a
think,
job. I mean it's a job, but it's a huge love thing.
yeah. And I guess even like, with sort of festivals and things, sometimes I always think, excuse me, with some things in, I don't know, in so many aspects, whether it's, you know, movements, whether they're political movements or social movements or festivals or whatever. I always think that sometimes when things grow past a certain size, they kind of start to lose a bit of identity, or there's a risk that you can lose some identity with it, because the more people that are involved, the more opinions, slightly different viewpoints, different agendas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
I mean,
difficult.
there's an alteration. It's
Yeah,
here. You cannot avoid it. And I don't know, sometimes it's for the good. Let's say,
yeah,
why not?
yeah.
But you, the, I mean,
You have to stay true to the
why
essence,
do we
don't you?
love like, yeah, exactly. That there is some, I think that if we still love like kind of dumb bands that plays like kind of poorly, but because there's something else which is so pure and
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Yeah.
and you will never find it in big bands, or you will never find
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
in average sized bands,
Yeah.
and I guess every types of bands, I guess, are for use. There's something to do with them. An audience seeking this particular thing about them,
Yeah.
and there they are. But yeah, I think I love very big bands, but I also love like very pure little acts
The
that,
small acts,
yeah,
the new artists, the ones that are trying to break through. Because I guess,
yeah,
I
there's
mean,
something so exciting about it.
yeah, and I guess that with what you've kind of grown up with and how you got into it, and you understand what it takes,
Oh
to
yeah.
to kind of get to where you are now, and it's probably harder now for for younger musicians that are coming through, to get noticed, to
Yeah.
even if
Yeah,
they don't have like huge ambitions of being signed or whatever, but just to kind of get their music sort of played, to get gigs, is so much harder. There's so much competition.
yeah, I really think that, I mean, there's many trials, like as a young band, for instance, the young band, you have to encounter encounter the era you're living in, because
Yeah,
it's always harder. Apparently, I mean, it's only
yeah,
one way. It's harder and harder.
yeah,
And so this is one of the things you have to encounter as a young artist. And then the more career you have, the more you're holding on, you have to
mm,
struggle with other stuff. The fact of not being new anymore, the fact
yeah,
of not being a young artist,
mm,
etc.
yeah.
And many, it's all, there's always some kind of,
So many aspects.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's always hard in some way.
yeah.
Always somewhere, someone to put you down. They're always here. They never miss.
Atef,
Yeah.
thank you so much, man. I think
It,
that's
thank
been
you.
superb. I mean, I could carry on. We could carry on talking. I'm sure
I know, I know, I
it
know.
would be
It's the
amazing. But
same here, but it's been so nice to talk with you.
it's been
Super
so good to
chat.
see you, man. So good to see you. And
Same, man.
hopefully this year we're gonna catch up
Yeah,
again soon for
I'm
sure.
pretty confident about that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great. That's
excellent.
great to hear. All right,
Thank you. Thank you again, and talk to you soon.
talk to you soon.